Hi, Mr. Ham here again. So in this video, I want to bind to the key presses, the key press event, so that when we're making a game, we can, use our arrow keys and our, all kinds of buttons to, to interact with the game. Let's get started. We want to bind to the key presses. Now in the documentation, to bind to the key press and the key release, it's key press, not past tense. Don't forget the arrow heads. It's kind of like a tag, basically, an XML, a HTML tag in an XML tag. And we want to bind it to a key press event. And I'll make mine past tense. It takes in a parameter event just like all the others. And actually, key pressed. Yeah, key press is okay. Key down, key up probably sounds better, but that's okay. Key pressed. Pressed. I should put moved. That's fine. And we've got the last one, which is key release. And we'll bind that to a key release. Released. Now, the way I like to handle my key presses in any game framework is I like to hold a dictionary of all the keys I've pressed or not. And I can then set it to true if it's down and false if it's up. So they're the only two kind of scenarios I got. Don't forget the arrowhead there, and let's bind to key released. So what we need to do is we need to create I'm going to create two things. I'm going to create a key is pressed whether it's true or false. So then we can be key independent. We just want to know if a key is pressed or not. So I'll extract that information, and also the particular key that I've pressed. So what we can do is we can write key and make this just a dictionary. All right. And we're going to put some key codes in here, and we're going to check. We're going to set them to true or false depending on whether they're down or not, or pressed or not. All right. So in this particular one, we'll need to grab the global scope, just like usual. There's two global scopes I'm grabbing. The key is press and key. And this for the event, I actually can't remember, so what I'll do is I'll just print event and just have a look at what this thing is, what I can use from it. And I can't keep this incomplete like that. I should do this, and what I could do is I can go print press, so we know that this is the pressed, and print released, so we know that this is the released, just to have that differentiation. So let's run. Okay, let's have a look at our output. So I'm just pressing, and we can have a look there. All right. So it looks like I pressed S and D. So key sim is the symbol that I've pressed. Key code's kind of the one I want. S is 83 in ASCII. Char is S. So there's a lot of information here, and also it even gives us the mouse location where our mouse was while we're pressing these keys. So that's kind of neat in a sense. It's kind of neat actually. So you could check, but we've already got a mouse move, so we don't need to worry about that. All right, so that's what I probably want to extract. So I want to extract key code, and that's pretty much it. All right, so in here, we'll knock those out. And what we'll do is we'll go key is pressed true when we've pressed it. And this is just an independent boolean that will give us whether a key is pressed or not. And when we release it, we'll set it to false because they're the only two states that we want. Okay. And for the actual key, we need to update the key. So this is going to actually tell us which key we press. And this is where we're going to use the event key code. We need key code there. Key code, lowercase. And true, and that's how we update a dictionary. Go dot update, put in these curly brackets in curved brackets, a key, semicolon, some kind of state value. Actually, I want false for release. And I want and I want true for that one. Let's test it out. Okay, let's test it out. So what I'll do is I'll test the boolean out first. If key is pressed, so I don't care which key is pressed, that's will spawn a ball at the mouse location. Okay, so let's press a key, any key. All right, that works fine. So key press is fine. How about then we go if key, and we need to access the key code. Now I'm just trying to remember how to access the key code. So let's go, what was the key? 83 is an S, so we'll go 83 here. And we don't need to go equals true, but I'll do it anyway. So if I press an 83, which is a S, it should spawn a ball. Let's try that. That's right. 83 doesn't exist in this scenario, so we really should check if this thing is contained in the key or not, and then try to access it, else it will crash. All right. Let me just pause the video so I can fix that. Oh yeah, and sorry, I need to put a .get here. Getting confused with the language. So in Python, to check a particular value inside the dictionary, we need a .get, right? And then, well, that should work. Now, just testing it out right now. See if that works. Oh, it does work. You don't have to check whether the key is in there. It's not as strongly you can handle it. So right now, 83 would be an S. I'll press every other letter. It won't work. Now I'll press an S, and there you go. So it does work there. So we can check if a particular key is true or not, meaning it's down. If it's down, we spawn it. Now you notice if I hold the S button down, watch me hold the S button down, it works the same way. So if you want like a clear, if you want to force this key back to a force this key back to like a false state, you can kind of do this, type this in, so you just update it. So straight away you register a true, you just set it to false, so it only does it once, so it doesn't kind of spray it like that. It's up to you, you can force it, but that's kind of a cumbersome way of doing it. I think we should have some kind of function that does this for us. Let's have a look at our here. So right now I'll press S and so in some way, look, there's a bit of a delay there. You see that? But now I can kind of press it. If I hold it down, it still works though, but there's a slight delay. So you might want to handle it so that they can't hold it down. Like what you could do here is only activate this, only allow this to occur if the state is on a true, and only allow this to occur if the state is on a false. So it's got to be one or the other, but that's okay. I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So I'll see you in the next video.